What is up, you guys? This is JP, and today we're doing a collab video with Mr. NDOK.
Mr. NDOK himself, man.
Today's video is going to be about 3 things that we learned from training clients. So a lot of you guys follow this channel because you love working out, and with working out yourself, you learn a lot of things from actually doing the practice. You can read stuff all day, but actually doing it, you learn things that you'll never learn from reading a book. And again, this is coming from someone who loves science. But the same applies to being a trainer. When you train people, you learn things from training that you just kind of can't learn from working at yourself. And there's a lot of things that me and Keagan learned from training clients hand in hand. So we're each gonna go over 3 things that we learned from training clients and how we kind of apply that to our own self. So the first thing that I learned from training clients is kind of how hard things really are in general and how hard things are for beginners. Sometimes I'll be training a client and I'll be asking a lot of them, you know, get 1 more rep, get 2 more reps, get 3 more reps, or go lower in this exercise, or just generally I might tell them, come on, push a little harder. But then a week later, I might be programmed that same exercise from my coach and I kind of forgot how hard it is. And I'm like, okay, man, I was really asking my client to do this much. So sometimes I kind of forget really how hard training can be in certain exercises can be, and I demand a little bit too much, and I kind of maybe need to tone things a little bit down for them. All right, let's go. 5 more, 10 more, let's go, 10 more. Good. Don't stop until the morning. Don't stop until the morning. 100 more. Let's go. A million more. Ah!
All right, yo, this Keagan again. One of the things that I learned from myself, my coach, and my clients is honesty. Make sure you're being honest with your coach, telling them if you're doing your cardio, if you're hitting your macros, and if you're eating healthy the way that you said you would when you first started your journey. You just gotta be honest with yourself, because you're gonna wonder why you're not hitting your goals, and you're gonna start getting discouraged, and you have to do something about that so you can get back on track.
So the second thing that I learned from training clients, and this is a really big one, is unrealistic expectations, probably mainly due from social media. I get a lot of people who come to me and, you know, they're trying to work out and they want to see results, and I try to quickly have to tell them what realistic expectations are. Obviously, you want to set the bar high, but, you know, I have people trying to look like Mr. Olympia in 3 months, or they're like, oh, I got a wedding in 2 weeks and I gotta look like this person or that person, or they have, they have to reach a goal for something, but they need it to be really fast, or the goals are they're just not attainable for, a regular athlete. So what are your goals training with me? Like, what are your expectations and timelines? I got a beach party to go to in 2 weeks and I have to look like the homie Keagan. I have to. So what does your friend Keagan look like? Man, I hate to say this, but you are absolutely drunk. So that's probably the next big point for me that I learned from clients, is to kind of coach them and let them know as soon as possible what realistic expectations look like, but also doing it in a way that it doesn't discourage them or come off pessimistic.
Another thing that I learned as being a coach and having clients is staying consistent. If you have these goals that you're trying to meet and you start off really strong, 4 weeks in, you're hitting the gym 4 days a week, then out of nowhere you start hitting it 2 days a week and you stop going, then you're not gonna get to that goal. You gotta remain focused, stick to your goals, stick to the plan, and usually when you wanna quit is right when you're about to have a breakthrough and you're about to reach a new level, so just keep pushing and don't give up.
So the last main thing that I learned from training clients is that a lot of people like to overcomplicate nutrition, but at the same time, they do the opposite and they oversimplify training. Let me give you a quick example. I have clients that will tell me, they want to mess with meal timing. On top of messing with meal timing, they also are on keto. And on top of keto, they're taking X supplement. On top of X supplement, they're trying to do all these things and their main goal is weight loss. When if they just tried really hard on keeping protein high and staying in a caloric deficit, that would do, them, a lot more towards their goal than trying to do all these things. So they overcomplicate nutrition when it doesn't need to be that complicated. Now, on the contrary, they like to oversimplify training. I get a lot of clients, and remember, this isn't for everybody, but there are exceptions to this, but I do get a lot of people who come and they think that training is simple as just, going really hard in the gym and doing bench press every single session, when again, initially it can, and training shouldn't be overcomplicated, but when you start to get to intermediate and advanced levels of training, you're gonna need a little bit more than just very, very basic stuff to get to that next level. So again, to kind of wrap that up, is people like to overcomplicate nutrition when it doesn't need to be, and they oversimplify training, and in doing that, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot and they rob themselves of more gains that they could be having.
The last thing I have to share is mindset. I believe mindset is a big factor because you can't always rely on your coach. Sometimes you have to find motivation on your own. It's like school, your teacher helps you in the classroom, but when you go home, you have to do the homework yourself, and your coach is not always gonna be there. So just make sure you stay focused and find things to keep you motivated, and you'll be fine.